Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's episode of Intuitive Angling. And man, I really appreciate you guys taking some time out of your day to hang out with me a little bit and check the video out. I always appreciate that. And guys, today I'm going to share with y'all what is probably the number one thing that professional bass anglers, or at least the very, very top tier level of professional bass anglers, they keep quiet from the public. I know what that is, and I'm going to share it with you guys in today's video. And I think if you utilize it, it's really going to help your long-term success on consistently catching bass. So we'll get into that in today's video. I'm also, guys, quick reminder, anybody interested in booking an on-the-water lesson with me, you can do that by going to my Facebook page, Randy Blaukat Professional Angler. Just shoot me a private message. These are lessons that I offer to cover any technique you want to get better at in fishing. Usually do most of them here at Table Rock Lake and Stockton Lake in Missouri. And also, guys, I just wanted to show you, we made a couple different changes in my Blaukat Throwback jig on the black and blue tinsel. We've added more tinsel to it. You can see there's a lot more tinsel. You can get these right now at the Cumberland Pro Lures website. I'll put that link in the description. We're going to try to get them in Tackle Warehouse, this particular color. But if you want to get my other colors, you can use the Tackle Warehouse link to get my other throwback jigs in different colors. But black and blue tinsel, extra tinsel, man. Thing is freaking awesome right here. Okay, guys, let's get into this a little bit. What the number one thing is, you probably are not going to guess what this is. And once I even tell you what it is, you're probably not going to do it because it requires a lot of discipline in order to do this. The thing that top level pros do not tell you and do not relate, because sometimes it's a little controversial, sometimes a lot of people don't agree with it or don't believe it, is the ability that everybody single has to basically manifest their own reality from their thoughts through different types of visualizations and different types. Not really visualization is sort of like it's a cliche a little bit. What I'm talking about is playing mental games with yourself to manifest reality. And this is something, if you've ever had a conversation with Rick Clunn will tell you all about this. He was one of the pioneers that brought this into fishing. Here's what it is. When you're bass fishing, there's a separation between the very top level competitors on any sport, especially bass fishing, versus just the average anglers. Once you master the basics, like the technique as far as the physical techniques of casting, lure presentation, boat positioning, casting angles, understanding moods and behaviors of fish, yeah, there's different levels that people can master that. But once you basically master that, everybody is sort of on the same level playing field as far as on the pro level. The thing that separates the people that win bass tournaments and qualify for Bassmasters Classics and all that type of stuff is their ability to delve into the mental aspect, almost bordering on the spiritual aspect of bass fishing. And here's what you do with that. You have got to constantly, when you're on the water, you have got to envision your own success. And what let me give you I'll give you a perfect example of this. And I've used this example before, but it really illustrates it to the exact point. I was at a tournament at Kentucky Lake probably about 15 years ago. And the story I'm going to tell you here has happened to me dozens of times. I can't even count how many times this has happened, but this is a prime example of it. And this was a tournament where I was right on the bubble for qualifying for the Forest Wood Cup. I was right on the bubble to make a check, and I figured that I needed probably about 14 pounds that day in order to accomplish that, to qualify for the Forest Wood Cup and to make a check in the tournament. Excuse me, $10,000 for 50th place, and 51st place was zero. So anyway, the area that I'm fishing, I ran all the way down to the New Johnsonville area, which if you're from the dam at Kentucky Lake, so this is about a 65-mile run where I fished. I got down there, fished all day long. I got 4 fish in the boat that weigh probably 12 pounds. I cannot get my 5th one in the boat. And I've got to leave. I looked at my clock. I've got a long run back, and I allow myself about 10 minutes to fish once I get back to the takeoff place, because I didn't know if I was going to run into any choppy water or whatever. So I allocated about 10 minutes, to safety, leeway. The entire way back, and like I said, I've done this many times. This is not the only time. The entire way back, I played mental games with myself, feeling what it's going to feel like. It's like, okay, Randy, you're going to run back right over there to the takeoff, and there's this one little point where you caught a fish in the past. You're going to pull up to that point, you're going to throw a shaky head in there, and you're going to catch the fish that you need to qualify for the cup and make a check. And the entire 65-mile run back, I played this mental game with me about, I felt what it's like to cast that shaky head out there and work it like this. There's the bite, set the hook, I'm reeling the fish in, get the fish in the boat, and put it in the live well. And I played this game, how that's going to make me feel when that fifth fish goes in the live well and I run back to check off, to the check-in boat over there. I did this the entire way. I played this mental game about what it's going to look like to see my name on the list to qualify for the Forrest Wood Cup. I played this mental game about what it's going to feel like to put that $10,000 check in my wallet and drive home. The entire 65-mile run. So we run back there. I get back to this point where I'm talking about, and my co-angler with me, he throws out there and he catches a keeper. And he fights it and gets in the boat. And I've made 2 or 3 casts. I made my 3rd cast over there, and I've only got a couple minutes left to fish. My partner's back there putting the fish in the live well, and I'm working it, and I feel that bite, and I set the hook, fighting the fish, and I reel it in. It weighed 2.5 pounds. Put that fish in the live well, just like I envisioned, ran back over, qualified for the Forrest Wood Cup, got my $10,000 check. That is what I'm talking about. These mental games that you play. Every single one of us has the ability to manifest our thoughts into reality, or our viewpoint into reality. But it's something that doesn't happen all the time. It's an ability we have. It's an ability we lost. This is an ability that human beings have had for hundreds of thousands of years. Native Americans are very aware of it. And one of the things that you can do on a more practical level, not only to manifest that success all the time, but you have to be completely immersed into each moment when you're fishing, these mental games. So what you have to do, one of the things that I do, another one, let's say for example, I'm throwing a crankbait. Throw that crankbait out there, and when that crankbait hits the water, I picture myself being inside of that crankbait, driving that crankbait. And I'm driving that crankbait, over those rocks and everything like that. And then all of a sudden I imagine this bass coming up out of nowhere and grabbing me like that. So I play this mental game with me because I'm expecting and I'm preparing for the strike every second of the retrieve. From the time that I cast that crankbait out there, it's like one's going to get it. I know one's going to get it, and I'm ready for it. You play this mental game every single minute of every single day that you're on the water, and it makes you more prepared. It's like when you get that strike, you're ready for it. It doesn't catch you by surprise. It is something that you have to cultivate, and it's something that you have to have little mini successes at to get, confidence to do it. Now, I'm not saying it works all the time, because it doesn't, but it works more often than not. And once you train yourself to do this and become mentally disciplined to not allow any negative thoughts to enter your mind, that's when you start noticing and increasing the success that you have. Because if you get out there, let me give you another little game to play here. Let's say, for example, you get out there that morning of the tournament or whatever, and it's nasty. It's raining hard, the wind's blowing, it's cold, and everybody's bitching and moaning. It's like, God dang, it sucks, man. The fishing's going to suck. It's going to be hard to get around. You have the ability to flip that around, say, man, it is nasty and cold out here. Right off the bat, it's going to eliminate 75% of the guys, because they're so mentally weak, they're not going to be able to adapt to it. So I'm only fishing against 25% of the guys. And then you say, okay, this nasty weather is going to activate fish in a certain area with a certain bait. I'm going to go out there, I'm going to put on a moving bait, I'm going to get in that cleaner water, and I'm going to wreck a big bag of fish because of this weather. You have got to turn around every single scenario. It's like if you go out there and you start fishing and you haven't had a bite until 2 o'clock, and instead of being deflated and being all bummed out, you got 1 hour left to fish, you tell yourself, I'm going to pull over there on that cove right there, and I'm going to catch a limit in 20 minutes. I've done it before. I'm going to do it again. You constantly interject these positive scenarios into your mind, and more than not, they will manifest on a consistent level. Do not let a failure in that take that away from you, because a lot of times for whatever reason we don't understand, it doesn't work like magic every time, but it works enough to utilize it and to integrate it in the way you fish. And I can assure you guys that every top level athlete in this country, professional angler, football, baseball, whatever, they utilize what I just told you to some extent, some more than others, but there is a reality to that situation. It's an ability that every one of us has. Every single person out there has this ability. It's not just one person. The problem is we've allowed that ability to atrophy over the years because we become weak, we become civilized, we're not in tune with our primal primitive selves like we used to be, that use this type of knowledge to survive day in and day out. But anyway, it's latent, it's there to be brought to the surface. I have witnessed it in my own fishing many times. You talk to Rick Clunn, he will tell you the same thing. You talk to a ton of different bass pros and they'll tell you that. So anyway, guys, like I said, what I just told you, most people, it's going to go in one ear and out the other because it does require a lot of discipline. It also requires an open-minded worldview that a lot of people don't have. But if you try it, it will definitely help you out. So talk to you guys later.